As discussed earlier in this module, behavior analysts use the general laws and principles of behavior to address problems that are important to people. The implication of this is that behavior analysis can be used in a wide variety of areas. This includes in areas such as education, health, social care and business. In this lesson, we're going to look at some of those applications so we can better understand the scope of ABA. Our first case study of ABA addresses the problem of breast cancer. According to the World Health Organization, in 2020, more than 2.3 million people were diagnosed with breast cancer. Approximately 685,000 died as a result of the condition. Early detection and treatment are very important, as those whose breast cancer is detected at an early stage have a 93% or higher survival rate. The majority of breast cancers are first detected by someone's fingers, either by accident or by deliberate examination. In the early 1970s, a group of behavior analysts and physicians at the University of Florida undertook an experimental analysis of the task of manual breast examination. After several years of psychophysical and behavioral research, they created a method of breast examination that enabled individuals to approach, or in some cases, exceed the sensitivity of mammographs at the time. Using the principles and techniques of behavior analysis, they first developed a program for breast self-examination. This became known as MammaCare. During MammaCare training, a patient is taught to use their fingertips to discriminate small lesions from ordinary nodules in the breast. Instruction involves the use of discrimination training, a technique you'll learn about later in this course. Once detection of small lumps has been mastered, the patients move on to learning additional palpation and search skills. The target of these procedures is to ensure that a patient's fingers contacts the maximum volume of breast tissue during self-examination. As you might expect from a behavior analytic procedure, behavioral measurement procedures are used. Following the success of these early self-examination training techniques, the research team decided to focus on training physicians to be more sensitive and accurate in their breast cancer examinations. An initial investigation found that hospital staff were only successful in detecting lumps 44% of the time before training. After MammaCare training, staff could detect at least 80% of the smallest, softest lumps and virtually all larger and harder lumps. The research team also examined new ways that could allow the techniques to be shared more widely by using automated computer-based MammaCare training. This was also found to be successful. Today, the MammaCare methods are the recognized standards for performing and teaching clinical and personal breast examination. Clinicians are certified as having met the MammaCare standards, which provides consumers with confidence in their competence. MammaCare is an example of ABA. It has enabled patients to detect health problems earlier, contributing to increased survival rates for those with breast cancer, and it has increased the competency of clinicians by using a behavioral training package. Another example of ABA is the Food Dudes program. This program was developed by behavior analysts and their colleagues at the Bangor Food Research Unit. Food Dudes aims to increase fruit and vegetable consumption in school children. As unhealthy eating in childhood is associated with a myriad of health problems in adulthood, you can see how a program designed to increase healthy eating in children meets the applied criteria within behavior analysis. Many attempts have been made to increase healthy eating in children through health education campaigns. This has typically involved telling children what foods are healthy and unhealthy. The Food Dudes program took a different approach. Instead of tackling knowledge or attitudes alone, they decided to address eating healthy foods directly. The Food Dudes program uses what it terms the 3 Rs: role models, repeated exposure and rewards. Role models. For 15 to 20 minutes daily, for 16 days, the children watch a series of DVD adventures featuring the Food Dudes, a group of children who act as positive peer models. By eating fruit and vegetables, the Food Dudes are shown to gain superpowers. These superpowers are used to vanquish the villainous General Junk and his junk punks. Repeated exposure. After watching the video, children are encouraged to taste fruit and vegetables. Many fruits and vegetables can be an acquired taste for children. While they may not initially enjoy the taste, after repeated exposure they start to enjoy these foods. Reward. If children taste fruits and vegetables after watching the video, they earn Food Dude rewards. These include Food Dude branded stickers and pens. There is also a home pack that provides parents with information and resources to extend the program to a child's home. The program has achieved success in the US, the UK, Ireland, Italy and other countries. When researchers looked at the behavior of students for months after the program ended, they found that the students continued to eat more fruit and vegetables than before the intervention began. Another school-based example of ABA is the Headsprout reading program. Headsprout is a phonics-based reading program that is delivered over the internet. Headsprout teaches children essential reading skills and strategies in a fun online environment, where they explore fun, fantastical environments such as Dinosaur World and Space World. Headsprout uses the principles of behavior analysis and has been found to be an effective program for neurotypical children, autistic children, those with ADHD, and those with other conditions that affect their learning. The Headsprout program is self-paced and progress depends on meeting some criteria related to demonstrating a target reading-related behavior. The program builds in multiple exposures to the same kind of tasks, and encourages children to approach reading problems from different angles. It automatically tracks student behaviors, including time spent on episodes, and percentage of correct responses. The aim is for each child to work independently on the episodes, which last on average 20 minutes each. The goal of the Headsprout program is not only to teach children to read but also to teach a love of reading. Aside from demonstrating the characteristics of ABA, you may have noticed that the 3 examples of ABA we've talked about so far show another characteristic in common. While all were developed by behavior analysts, they are designed to be used by other groups. Next we'll look at some areas of ABA that require a behavior analyst to work directly with a client or their carers, and that typically require extensive training in behavior analysis. The first area we'll look at is functional assessment. Functional assessment is sometimes called functional behavior assessment or functional analysis. Functional assessments are usually used to address behaviors that challenge. A behavior that challenges is typically a behavior that somebody displays that is a challenge for others to manage or that puts the person engaging in the behavior at risk. When a behavior analyst conducts a functional assessment, they look at all of the factors that might affect the occurrence of the behavior that challenges. This would include a client's medical history, their learning history, what the behavior appears to occur in response to, what it looks like and what happens after the behavior. In short, the behavior analyst seeks to identify the reasons why a behavior is happening and then works to change that person's environment to reduce the challenging behavior. This involves reducing their motivation to engage in the behavior and teaching them alternative means of achieving the same or better outcomes. Research finds that, when conducted with rigor, functional assessments are effective, and interventions based on the results of functional assessment are highly effective in reducing behaviors that challenge when compared to other types of intervention for behaviors that challenge. Behavior technicians often play an important role by assisting behavior analysts when they are conducting a functional assessment. When the results are acted upon, functional assessments can lead to incredible improvements for clients. Another area of ABA practice that requires expert input is comprehensive ABA for autistic people. Most of the other types of ABA interventions we've investigated related to single issues or problems. A comprehensive ABA program for an autistic individual will seek to promote the acquisition of new skills in a variety of areas related to cognitive, communicative, social, emotional, and adaptive functioning. The overall goal of such a comprehensive ABA program is to promote quality of life for that individual. Goals within a comprehensive program will relate to areas such as self-care, communicating wants and needs, community participation, coping and tolerance, play and leisure, academic and pre-academic skills, self-advocacy and negotiation, safety skills, social and relationship skills, and self-management. In a comprehensive ABA program, there may be dozens of individualized interventions and strategies that are adopted and synchronized so that they work together. These interventions should enable the client to live the kind of life they would like to live. Each of these individual interventions will have been based on an assessment of the client's behavioral repertoire. These assessments seek to understand the factors that account for their current level of functioning, and what environmental changes are required to promote new skill development. Studies that evaluated the impact of comprehensive ABA programming have found that it leads to outcomes such as improvements in IQ, improvements in adaptive behavior, improved language scores, reduced support requirements in schools, and decreased challenging behavior. As a result of these findings, insurance funding for comprehensive ABA programs for autistic clients is now mandated in 50 US states. While behavior analysts design these comprehensive programs, behavior technicians are typically responsible for their delivery. This course aims to provide you with the skills needed to begin working in that role, but continuous training and supervision from an experienced behavior analyst is also required. In this lesson, we've highlighted a range of different examples of ABA in practice. A full description of the areas in which ABA has been applied goes beyond the scope of this course. If you're interested in learning about applications such as training astronauts or mixed martial artists, check out the suggested reading at the end of the lesson. We've also included links to articles on clinical applications such as acceptance and commitment therapy and dialectical behavior therapy. The take-home point of this lesson is that, because the principles of behavior analysis are universal, it can be applied to any area where humans behave.